Hello there and welcome, welcome, dear ones. It's Psychic Cynthia here, spiritual psychic Cynthia Killian, cosmic astrologer extraordinaire. And welcome. Today I want to talk with you about this fall transition. We're in the time of the sun in Libra still for a little while longer yet in October, till around the 22nd, 23rd, and then we hit Scorpio. So we're definitely deep into fall now. We're rolling with fall. Here in the north, I should say. If you're in the south, well, so lucky you are into spring. But I love fall too. And the seasonal energies are very powerful. There is a definite psychic shift. And of course, a cosmic shift according to the turning of the earth, the way the relationship between the light is with the sun and the earth as the seasons turn. And that affects everything, actually. Our moods, our way of being, the foods we want to eat, and of course our energies. And there are many ways to align with the energies. You know, a lot of us, do take time to align with the energies every month, whether it's the new moon or the full moon, and then many more of us, we make effort in our life to align seasonally. I mean, don't you sometimes decorate your home differently in the fall than say in the spring, or do different activities in the summer than in the winter? So this is something that is intuitive to, I think, all humanity, really. Working with the energies of the seasons, that is. And so one way you can work with the energies of the seasons is through your fashion. And you might be wondering why I have this rack of clothes out here. So that's why I have a rack of clothes. This is actually my ballet practice bar. And it's a lot heavier than a regular clothing rack, but it also holds more clothes, which is good for our video here. So I know a lot of people think of fashion as, maybe not that important to them, or frivolous. I think there is an attitude out there. Not everybody, okay, but definitely there is an attitude, maybe even especially in the spiritual world, that fashion is frivolous and it's something superficial, and maybe even, there might be this idea that you shouldn't care about fashion or how you dress or how you look if you're spiritual. I don't agree with that. I find that fashion and expressing ourselves through our clothing can be a very powerful tool for healing and for aligning with the energies. I mean, have you ever gone and got a new outfit that really fit you? I mean, not just physically, like fit you, your size, but really looked good on you. And you felt good in that outfit, right? And the colors were flattering to you. And maybe you had, even if it was only for a day, you had a spiritual transformation, an emotional transformation, a healing, I would even say. There can be something very empowering and energy shifting about wearing the clothes that flatter you, wearing the clothes not only that flatter you, that feel good to you, especially the colors that feel good and the fabrics that feel good on you. And of course that's subjective to each person. So I guess when I say fashion here, I'm not talking about the institution of fashion and the rules that are set by somebody off somewhere else. I'm talking about your own personal fashion sense, and also just this idea of dressing for the season. This is one way that I personally find peace, is by expressing myself in the colors of the season that feel good for me in outfits and fabrics and combinations. So I do put a lot of thought into this. Now, some of you might live in places where there aren't 4 seasons, so you might have to think about it differently. Or maybe the seasons aren't as dramatic, let's just say. But unless you live on the equator directly, you're going to have seasons, and there's going to be less light as we move into fall for you. So I think that alone might be a sign that it's time to take a look at your wardrobe and put together some outfits to help you attune with the energies. And by the way, I just want to say this. Shamans and medicine women and medicine men and witch witches and healers and wizards and magical people and even astrologers, and you might even say royalty, priests and priestesses and soothsayers and seers of all times and all places have had their magical garb. Clothing can be a form of magic when selected consciously. It can also be a form of shamanism, of invoking primal powers and energies, and again, healing. You know, I have observed that sometimes there can be colors that are needed in the energy body, in the aura, that are missing or that are in low amount. Just as you can have a vitamin deficiency, you can have a color frequency deficiency. Because all color is light. Well, it's not all it is, really. It's so much more than that. But it is primarily light in a physical sense. So yes, by bringing in more of the color that you need in your fashion, you can help balance your energies. And the colors of the season, whatever those are for you, can do this, wearing them. It's just an easy way to work with it. So anyway, I like to go through, you know, parts of my wardrobe for this each season. You know, I do this for each season. Although some seasons overlap, you know, and really for me there's more than 4 seasons because, you know, it's like late summer runs into early fall, and that's kind of its own season, and then there's fall proper, and then you have, you know, winter, but then there's late winter and early spring, and that's its own season. And by the way, I love the spring clothes. Those are my favorite, probably. Well, I don't know. Every season's my favorite because I get to work with the energies in those colors. So anyway, I've got some outfits that I'm working on here, some colors, and a lot of orange I'm noticing, and a lot of brown, and you may not like those colors, and that's okay. You find your own fall colors.